Hey, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me for the clinic this week. I had a great time working with you all, and it's awesome that we had Stan be able to join us for a little bit of the clinic as well. So what I'm going to talk about today is just some of the main points we touched on throughout the clinic. So to start, we're going to start with our setup. How we want to hold the club, grip the club, and have our wrist is very important when we're putting. So when we hold the club, we want to hold the club roughly through the lifeline of our hands. It's going to look more like this in each hand. We want our hands to be joined in some manner. Everyone can be a little different in that aspect. What we're looking for is when we hold the club, we want the shaft to match our forearms. And we want our arms to have a little subtle bend to them. We want to feel like our elbows are going into our ribs and we have some softness there. Right? A great way to learn your putting stroke is by just simply working on doing it this way. So how do I get down to the golf ball? Now I'm going to take the setup. I'm going to hinge from the waist to get the putter down. I don't want to just let my arms go straight. I need to keep the subtleness in my elbows and hinge over. If we're looking at ball position, it's going to be slightly in front of middle. Hands are going to be just off the inside of our left leg roughly. So once we get that wonderful setup position, we talked mostly about distance control. How do we control it? Well, some good things to be thinking about. We want to use our backswing speed and length to create our distance. What we want to try to stay away from is using our follow through as our distance creator. If we take this putter back really slow and possibly short, there's no momentum gained, so the putter can't get back to the golf ball. If I start to create some momentum, now this putter is going to swing through. Okay, you're going to notice if I fling this putter up, it's not going to go through as far as it went back. That's kind of the key when we're learning how to putt. Okay, we need to give this putter some energy and let it coast into the golf ball. So what was a great drill that we did? We did a 3-tee drill with the 3 tees being about a grip length apart from each other. I then took 3 steps and put a nice little dot down on the putting green. You could use a ball marker. You could even use a tiny little Sharpie and make a little dot. It's not going to hurt the greens. First thing we did before we include the golf balls was we did some swings where we would go back, hold it at the back one. That's where the putter face should be. Stop at the putter face before it gets to the far tee. So I'm going to do one more where I go back, stop the putter before, and then I'm going to start to smooth that motion out. It's going to almost feel like 2/3 of your total stroke is on the backstroke, only 1/3 on the through stroke. That's going to be more of the feeling, right? A lot of times when we first start doing this, you're going to start to take the putter back short and you're going to go past that far tee. That's the tougher way to create the distance. So if I do that really well, I should be able to get the ball to stop close to the mark. And that one stopped 2-3 inches past the mark. That's great. That's all we want to do. And I'm going to do one more for us. All right, and that comes very close to the other one. So once we've done this drill, we feel like we have good tempo. Our stroke length is good. How do we incorporate different size putts? Right, so as the putt gets longer, our putter has to start to move faster. Right, that also means the backswing is going to get bigger. Okay? If the putt's shorter, then the backswing doesn't have to be so fast because the ball doesn't have to go so far. Right, so Stan talked about the speed of the putter moving. The longer the putt, the faster the putter has to move. The shorter the putt, the slower it has to move. Right, but the concept of the putter going through shorter than the backswing is always going to be a thing. Right, no matter if it's faster or if it's shorter, right, it's always going to move through shorter than the backswing. So if I have a longer putt, My practice swings might look like this with the golf ball. You're going to see about 2/3 and 1/3, even on a long one. You're going to see I move it back faster than if I were to do a short putt. So I'll hit a long one here for us so you can see that. Okay. That was decent. Now a shorter one. You're going to notice I didn't create as much speed. I didn't go back as much, but then I also stopped a little shorter. So work on those things to control our distance, gentlemen. A few concepts that we thought about too towards the end was the idea of how far past the hole we want to hit the ball. We want to hit the ball roughly 1 foot to 2 feet past the hole so we use the most hole possible. If we start to try to hit these putts too firm, we're making this hole so small it's tough, right? So we want our distance control to be very good so we can get this ball to go only 1 foot past the hole. Once we get into those longer putts for me meaning 20 feet or more, we want the idea of trying to stop the ball on top of the hole. We don't want to try to be making these putts. We want these balls to be rolling, trickling into the hole. Excuse me. So we want to be very, very good at our leg putting, trying to get the ball to stop at the hole so we can have shorter second putts. That's a huge important thing. And then lastly, when it comes to green reading, read the greens as you're walking up to them and stand further from the ball when you're reading them. Don't stand right over the golf ball when you're reading these greens. If you stand right over the golf ball, you're going to miss a lot of the putt. You're going to miss a lot of the slope. It's going to be much tougher. So stand further from the ball, look around the green, get a good landscape, and that's going to help you quite a bit figure out which way that putt's going to break. So let me know if you have any questions, gentlemen. It was a fantastic time helping you. Look forward to seeing you at the club.